Welcome to lecture 3 of lecture series 2. If you feel these lecture series are helpful for the entire refractory unit or steel sector, please get in touch with me for an invited lecture in your industry. I will be happy to share the same. In continuation of the previous lecture on alumina, today I will discuss magnesia for different grades of refractories, preferentially crystal structure, processing, properties of dead bond magnesia, fused magnesia, seawater magnesia, and magnesia from dolomite. You may contact me in the given email for further details. The importance of magnesia for the refractory development is shown in this table. We can see different percentage of magnesia is required for different quality of MgO based brick. It may be magnesite, mag chrome, chrome mag, magnesia spinel, spinel bricks, mag carbon, dolomite, mag dolomite bricks, etc. Different percentages of magnesia are essential to develop basic refractories. This is an example of different grade MgO utility in BOF, that is primary steel making. Every grade has significance to optimize the performance and cost. We can see for 8 zone different quality of magnesia are required to achieve the best performance. This is some images for dead bond magnesite, large crystal dead bond magnesia, fused magnesia, large crystal fused magnesia. More details can be discussed in later slide. A typical flow sheet for dead bond magnesia is shown here. The competitive variable indicates the difference between caustic calcined magnesia, dead bond magnesia, and fused magnesia. There are two types, it depends on the temperature. More details are discussed later. With respect to resources, processing temperature and time, the quality of DBM varies. For example, 90% DBM at relatively low temperature calcined has less grain density compared to 97% MgO content in DBM. Porous grain may reduce properties and performance. This slide represents how to make fused magnesia and their different grades. Usually, depending on the processing temperature and time, crystal size varies. High MgO and larger crystals exhibit whitish to transparent in color. The next slide shows the typical chemical composition of DBM and AFM. Here we can see the entire flow sheet, how we can get the fused magnesia and shorted material which has different crystal size, color, and content of MgO. This slide represents the competitive chemical composition and appearance of different grade of DBM and AFM. Here we can see the 90% brown color DBM, Then DVM has different variation 90, 95, 97, 98, and this number depends on the content of the MgO. And fused magnesia also 96, 97, 98, but those are brown in color. In previous slides that we already discussed. But fused magnesia large crystal, it becomes white mixed. So if we found any whitish color infused, it shows that those are large crystal. The crystal structure of MgO has cubic system, and their size variation depends on the processing conditions. So this is the arrangement of Mg and O bond. This is a representation of the processing of seawater magnesia. Typical chemical composition for brine water and seawater magnesia processing parameters and their cost during 1980 is given. So while we want to develop or process seawater magnesia, we have to take care about these parameters. These are the typical chemical compositions in brine. This is the obtained seawater from this process. Competitive properties and energy consumption of different sintered and fused materials are shown here. Fused magnesia has the highest crystal size and less porosity. However, it demands maximum energy during processing. So it is quite obvious the selection of magnesia is required based on the performance as well as cost. In a recent work, we have developed MgO from Dolomite and obtained pure and competitive crystalline MgO. This is the commercial grade. This is the obtained through research work. One may contact me for further details and pilot scale production. Thank you for the patience and concentration.